minutes off the clock as we hit the halfway point of the fourth. It's Winston. It's a touchdown, and this game is tied again.
But now for the most exciting play in football, or at least in this game, which is the extra point.
That's right. After Winston ties it.
You know what? Just push the pile. Outstanding job by this offensive line, this drive. Yet another double-digit drive for the New York Giants. Yep. Multiple third-down conversions, multiple fourth-down conversions.
15-play drive, and now the question becomes, would you even consider going for two right now? Koo in the wind to try to give them the lead. He does, and a collective sigh of relief in Younghoe Koo's adopted American home of New Jersey.
Look, I know how my pitching wedge feels sometimes. I guess that's kind of what we're dealing with right now.
Oh, look at Jameis. Unique to say the least. As he punches in his rushing touchdown, his first as a New York Giant. Koo gets the extra point to make it a one-point game. Not a lot of guys that have more fun on the field than Jameis Winston in his season debut as New York in front. Third rushing touchdown of the day for the Giants. A boomer from Koo, but it's going to head to the end zone, so that means the ball is at the 35 for Jordan Love and the Packers, who you'll see next week as one of our headline games, taking out Justin Jefferson of the Vikings, and then America's Game of the Week right here in the NFC East. Giants fans might have an eye on this one. The Eagles and the Cowboys. Drew and I and Christina will be in New Orleans for Falcons and Saints. Jackson Dart has spoken about how he's appreciated his relationship with both Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston as mentors. Winston and Dart sharing a moment of elation on the sideline.
Well, it looks like you shared some dance moves as well.
They may have taught each other some things in these last couple of months. Here comes Jordan Love after a long break on the bench. Starts this drive with a good gain, and Wilson picks up about 8 on the play. Remember, no Josh Jacobs with that left knee injury. He is out for this game, so Wilson is your lead back, and Love has only thrown the ball 18 times for 100-plus yards.
Yeah, it's because the Giants have done an exceptional job of staying on top of this coverage structure and making sure they keep everything in front of them. Look, it's been a tough day to throw the football.
Yeah.
The Packers have dropped a lot of balls. You know, that wind is definitely playing a factor. So, yeah, make them earn it.
Off the left side, and a first down carry for Wilson to move the chains. So now you're kind of in shot position, but you make such a good point, Drew. When the wind has been up and down, and it's died down a little bit now, hard to get those balls in the air. Havrasik has missed a couple of point afters already in this game because of the wind. And this is only the 7th possession of the day for Green Bay. This game is kind of played exactly to what New York would have scripted out.
It's exactly what we said at the top of the broadcast. Limit their possessions. You know, make them feel rushed and like they have to force it. But I really like Jordan Love's demeanor right now. I think he's handling this well.
He's always been such a calm guy. Under pressure, he delivers calmly, and what a catch by Dobbs. First down inside the 40. Now are they going to rule it incomplete? Initially, it was ruled a catch with the clock moving.
It's really a nice throw by Jordan Love.
And DB, it does end up as an incompletion. He did not survive the hit from the ground. We saw one official come in and say it was going to be a catch. The clock's going to continue to move. And then at the end of the play, official came over, said incomplete. And unfortunately for Green Bay, that's another drop.
Yeah, look, and Dobbs is a little shaken up. That's the second time you've seen him kind of fall like that.
Yeah.
It looks like he's been just a little bit dinged, and in both those instances, the ball came loose as well.
That's the 7th drop officially for Green Bay. Love is going to take a shot for Matthew Golden, and it's incomplete. Coverage by Dane Belton, and there was the shot attempt down the field from Love, looking for the rookie.
Yeah, he's trying to give him a shot. Last time he threw the ball down the field to Golden, they got the pass interference penalty. Maybe he's just trying to give him a chance here, but you know, you really want to try to stay ahead of the chains here. Again, now you've given yourself a 3rd and 10. You're throwing into the wind. You haven't had a lot of success doing that so far. And this Giants defense just continues to impress.
Now they're checking on Dobbs on the bridge of his nose is what they're looking at as he went face planting into the deck. Another 3rd and long for Green Bay. 5th body coming for the Giants' pressure. Love with time. Waving receivers around. Off the back foot, he launches it downfield, and it's caught by Savion Williams. The rookie comes up huge on 3rd and long.
Yeah, watch this. Might have gotten away with a... I guess they were just kind of hand fighting. It looked like he might have gotten away with a push off there, but tell you what, great play to just secure that catch. I was surprised Jordan Love didn't try to at least scramble around and try to make a play. He just gave him the old, hey, go deep.
The 6'4" rookie out of TCU used every inch of that size to grab it. Longest play on either side today, 32 yards to Williams. Off the left side, here comes Wilson. Flag is thrown back in the offensive backfield. Excellent run, but this might be coming back for a hold.
Yeah, this is costly.
Offense number 81, that's a 10-yard penalty.
Well, sure enough, that negates what would have set up 1st and goal. Instead, there's the hold by Wiley, the twist of Carter.
Yeah, Abdul Carter has been a man on a mission today. He's gotten off the ball really well in a bunch of pass rush situations, and he was able to get the holding call in their favor there.
This pushes it back all the way to the 30-yard line. It's 1st down and 20. We're inside of 5 minutes, so the clock rules change. You step out of bounds, it doesn't start till the next snap. Play clock winding. Love's got it. Love keeping it alive, and he finds Dobbs, who's back on the field. And back inside the 20. So they get that penalty yardage back and a little more. It'll be 2nd down.
I'll tell you what's going to be interesting here. You're 2nd and 8. If you do get to a 4th down situation, are you going to risk kicking a field goal? Or are you taking the approach of, hey, we got to score? Now, that was a big chunk to get after a holding call. And nice to see Dobbs back in the game, making a play.
Picks up 12, and there's that wind. Lucas Haversick, the backup kicker with Brandon McManus, dealing with a quad injury for the last several weeks, has played through it. And Jordan Love's going to need a timeout with that clock winding down. Well, Matt LaFleur is frustrated and pacing, and I imagine a little bit nervous as this team is... I turn to the Hall of Famer in the future, Drew Brees. Packers' word of the week was execution. After they've dropped back-to-back games and have come down to the wire, they failed to execute. It's such a football buzzword, but it stands to reason that that's important for Green Bay right now.
Look, if the Packers are who they say they are and want to be, they have to execute in moments like this, especially offensively. This is their opportunity.
2nd and 7 from the 17. Love on a high snap. Floats it. Watson up top. It is caught! Touchdown Packers! Green Bay's got the lead.
I'll tell you what, everything about that was top-notch. From the throw to the catch. Tough snap. Jordan Love is able to handle that. He's throwing to the field. He likes his matchup with Christian Watson, but especially throwing into that corner. I mean, that's basically dead in the teeth of the wind. He cuts it right through the wind. He loves it. That's what I'm talking about. But Christian Watson has been their big play guy. Great at making plays above his head. But now you see him going for 2. Trying to make this a 7-point game.
Well, you probably go for it for 2 regardless of the wind conditions today here to try to go up a touchdown and a point after. Love dancing, floating in, and it is held on to by Wilson. On a day of Green Bay drops, Christian Watson has come up clutch twice today from 2 different quarterbacks.
Hey, there is no defense for a perfectly thrown football. Look at that. He is a big-time player.
Just his 4th game back from injury, and that knee looks pretty healthy right there after his 2nd score of the day. Ripped one away from Deonte Banks early and got that one in double coverage with Corey Black all over him. And Christian Watson's big playability has arrived for Green Bay. This goes to the end zone, so the Giants will have it at the 35-yard line. Jameis Winston, all 3 timeouts, plus the 2-minute warning. Still 4 minutes to go.
Look, this is plenty of time. You have the full scope of your offense. Continue to do what you've been doing. Run the football, screen game, quick passing game. Maybe call a shot here and there just to see if you get the opportunity. But bottom line is, the Packers have started to dial up more pressure as they've gotten into these drives. And so potentially you get some more of that. Jameis Winston under pressure today. He's 9 of 11 for 117 yards. A bunch of that has been on 3rd and 4th down.
Each team has 1 sack on the day. From the 35, Winston. In a tight window, but it's grabbed by Robinson. Made the grab for about 4 yards at the 39. As we duck inside of 4 minutes.
Plenty of time. It does look like they're in a bit of a no huddle. Maybe just to keep Green Bay a little bit more off balance. Typically stay more conservative defensively and hurry up.
Kind of trap them in some personnel. Winston over the middle and broken up. Nixon saw it coming as they were looking for Robinson, and he came rocketing in for the pass breakup.
Yeah, it looks like he just missed with the throw a little bit, left it inside. But, those are the completions you really need. Got to execute that short intermediate passing game.
Nice play by Nixon, who's had a career-high 13 pass breakups this year. He doesn't have an interception, but 13 PBUs is second only DJ Turner of Cincinnati. He's following around DK Metcalf today. 3rd and medium. Winston floats it, and the tight end, Johnson, comes up big. Keyshawn Nixon was the defender, and that floating pass for Theo Johnson is complete for a 1st down.
Yes, Theo Johnson's a big-time target for them, but look at that throw. I mean, both these quarterbacks, pinpoint accuracy down the stretch here. Keep this drive alive.
Love on the last drive, Winston on that throw. And Johnson with another clutch catch, their 2nd leading receiver behind Robinson. He went out of bounds, so that stops the clock at 3:27. Draw play. It's Tracy slipping through, and he's got the 1st down and a little more. Still going. Winston's in there trying to help push some bodies around as he takes it down to the 33.
Tell you what, this offensive line, I'll tell you what, these guys deserve so much credit today. Every one of these drives have been these types of runs where it is 4 and 5 yards, pushing the pile, putting pressure on this defensive front that came in. You even got Jameis Winston pushing the pile. Tell me these guys don't want to win this game.
1st and 10 from the 32 of Green Bay. Winston stepping up, had to float it ahead for Tracy. And he gets upended by Nixon. That ball nearly came out, but it was held on to, and he's down at the 25. It's a gain of 7, and that could take us down to the 2-minute warning.
Again, plenty of time here. Yeah, let's...
Ooh, he was down by contact, but oh boy, that came close.
Yes, it did. Looks like they may try to get one more play in before the 2-minute warning, but let's see. It might be just to try to draw them off sides.
They will run it. Winston kind of fakes the knee. He kind of went down, bending a little bit, and then threw it for Hodgins, which takes us down to the 2-minute warning and a 3rd down and 3 on the other side. And what has been a topsy-turvy game at times to the late stages in Jersey. At MetLife Stadium, State Farm postgame is coming up next. Huge 3rd down and 3 here for the Giants, down by 7.
It is, and obviously 4-down territory. And you're trying to conserve these timeouts as much as possible just in case you give the ball back to the Packers.
Gonna need stoppages no matter what. They'll run it, the push, and a 1st down from Singletary. The Giants' ground game has continued to stay at it all day.
Look, literally when I say the Packers defense has not stopped the run at all, they have not stopped the run at all. There's not been a single negative rushing play in this game for the Giants. Everything is 3, 4, 5 yards a carry. So just continue to do that.
They have run the ball 37 times. Now through the air, Winston fires towards the end zone and incomplete. Javon Bullard had the coverage on Wan'Dale Robinson. It's second down.
Yeah, they tried to take their shot, send Wan'Dale Robinson in motion, so hopefully he can get a little bit of momentum on the corner, but really nice play by Bullard. I like the ball location, just good football.
Good play by the second-year man out of Georgia. Used a second-round pick to draft him last year. 77 seconds left on second down. Here's the run to the left. And inside the 15 goes Singletary. Edgerrin Cooper there for the stop. Clock will continue to move. Green Bay has 2 timeouts. They're not going to use one to give New York any advantage with the 7-point lead. Giants will hold on to theirs right now as well.
Yeah, again, this becomes tricky.
A balance, right?
Yeah, it's a balance between time and timeouts. You'd like to save them all if you can.
3rd and 6.
Where you going, James?
Winston fires. End zone off target. Picked off. It's Evan Williams with the interception. They have come close and close and close all day. And Matt LaFleur and Jeff Hafley's defense finally gets the takeaway they've been looking for.
Yeah, this is a tough one here because as you see Jalen Hyatt's route, number 13 right here, it looks like he's about to run a corner route and then he just stops on this route. Look, Jameis throws it right where he wants to. And you would expect that on a corner route versus a high 2 safety look, that the receiver would cross the safety's face. So as a quarterback, you're throwing that with anticipation, expecting for that receiver to cross the safety's face, and he doesn't. So I don't think that's on Jameis there.
Williams comes up huge for this Green Bay secondary. They've been struggling to get takeaways all year, and the first turnover of the game on either side is at a big moment. This is why the Giants kept all 3 of their timeouts. They can still get the ball back with limited opportunity if they can get 3 stops.
That's exactly right.
And now here is the run by Wilson. There's a stop by Alexander. First timeout's going to be used here by New York. And Jordan Love, who has had to battle through that left shoulder injury in the first half today, had to leave the game. Malik Willis actually engineered a touchdown drive, but when Love came back, finds Wiley, and then this throw and catch to Watson.
Yeah, that's really been a gutsy performance by Jordan Love, and he's been so composed since he came back in the game. Everything has been really smooth. He's been accurate. Receivers haven't always caught the ball, but he's just stayed persistent and stayed composed and has made some big plays down the stretch.
Right back to the ground. Giants will get a stop. And a timeout used here. The second one by New York, so it's going to come down to this. A first down ends the game. A stop will force another New York timeout, and a kick potentially. Adam Amin, Drew Brees, Christina Pink. How about this for your Fox debut? They gave us a heck of a game.
I'll tell you what, it's been a heck of a football game. And honestly, I credit both teams, both sides of the ball. They're doing everything that they said that they needed to do coming into this game. And it's just gone back and forth, back and forth. And hopefully the Giants get another shot at it here. They need to stop here, use their last timeout, and then just try to get a couple chunk plays, give themselves an opportunity.
3 yards ends the game for Green Bay. Love on the rollouts, and he's going to slide down, so New York's going to use that final timeout. About 16 seconds came off the clock between first and fourth down. Giants are now out of timeouts. And they'll force Green Bay to kick this ball away.
Well, as we know, the kicking game's been a bit of an adventure today.
No kidding. I wonder, do you sell, if you're the Giants here, if you're Michael Gobriel, the special teams coordinator in his second season, are you selling out to try to block a punt right now?
You are absolutely selling out to block this punt. But they do have Gunnar Olszewski back here as a guy who's pretty electric.
Got 2 punt return touchdowns in his career. Whelan has been great overall this year. Again, the wind has been a factor all day long. Olszewski's 50 yards away. Green Bay getting its formation right. And Whelan will boot it. And it's a good one. That pushes Olszewski back 60 plus. Olszewski to the 35-yard line with 10 seconds left. When they needed it most, the Irishman comes up with a banger.
That was perfectly executed. You know, that's a really easy one to shank out of bounds. You know, you feel sped up. You don't necessarily want to just kick one in the middle of the field and give a good returner the opportunity to make you pay.
There's only 10 seconds, no timeouts left, so maybe one shot to get down the field, and it has to be sideline, because I don't think there's enough time for a catch and spike now.
No, they've got the wind behind them, so you just get, you know, somewhere close to the 50.
Okay.
It gives you a Hail Mary opportunity. But I'm looking at this coverage structure. I don't think they're just going to give him an easy throw to the sideline here.
Only got 3 back to the Packers defense. They're playing intermediate right now. Here's Winston. Loading up, gotta hurry, hit from behind. Ball is out. And this game is over. And Micah Parsons finally gets home. And he is now 9-0 in his career against the New York Giants. What a finish at MetLife Stadium.
I'll tell you what, one of the more persistent pass rushers you're ever going to see. Getting double teamed, but he will not let up. Hey, look, he knows when it's time to make a play. He's going to be the one to do it.
Parsons comes up huge on the final play of the day after a tough 2 weeks. And the Packers defense, which had kept them in the game each of the last 2 losses, comes up huge today. Winston, a valiant effort. Love, a resilient one. We do have a booth review, interestingly enough.
Ruling on the field stands as a fumble. The game is over.
So they were checking to see if there would be a second on the clock, which would have led to a kneel down anyway. Mike Kafka, as the interim head coach, falls just short in a nice effort. But Matt LaFleur with a big sigh of relief. And they're feeling the same in Wisconsin.
I'll tell you what, it's a huge win for the Packers, especially given the early adversity. Jordan Love goes out, you know, Malik comes in and actually leads them on a touchdown drive. Jordan Love comes back in, and then they just execute the game plan. No Josh Jacobs, but admirable effort by the New York Football Giants.